According to YouTube, the real estate market collapsed yet again. It seems to be doing that a lot lately. 2025, as far as data is concerned, was the bottom for real estate, in particular for transactions. I'm not talking about prices because those are still being negotiated, but as far as deal volume, transactions, 2025 was the bottom. I feel from here on in, transactions are going to pick. If we actually have a collapse, I promise I'm going to look more surprised on camera. But as of right now, it's the same old story. So let's get into the stats. But before that, I have a bit of a surprise for you. I'm going to show you a deal, a condo that I personally almost picked up this month. I walked away at the end because I felt it was going to be a distraction, but I thought you're going to enjoy this. Shout out to my friend Patrick who sent me this listing. This was a great find actually. So he sent it to me same day it was listed, I think within hours. I contacted the agent and I found myself downtown looking at it pretty much same day. Now, it looks scarier than it is, but this is just a re-and-re. You're in and out of there in like 2 weeks. Floors, kitchen, bathroom. You're realistically looking at probably $80 per square foot to get this thing to be in and out of there. Overall, pretty good deal. Here's what it ended up selling for: $210,000 in a great location, easy to rent to UFT students. I could have picked this up for about $200,000. I ended up walking away. I just felt it was going to be a distraction for me at this point in the year, so I didn't pursue it. But whoever bought this, I think this is a fantastic deal, and there's no way you can go wrong at this entry point given how little work is actually required. The building itself was decent. I'm going to do a full breakdown on this in my next video just to refresh the internal rates of return on these condos downtown right now and how they compare to during COVID when rates were low versus higher rents now, but cheaper entry prices. And now let's get into some price action for seasonality for 2026. So as usual, this is the updated seasonal chart in terms of what pricing is supposed to be doing based on 20 years of seasonal data. And as you can see, this is where we're starting out 2026, negative. So prices are down since December of 2025, which is not typical, but it has been typical for the last few years. As you guys know, those of you who are not new to the channel, you know what's going to happen in February. You know prices are going to go up. So it's just a matter of seeing how much are they going to go up. Also remember, January was a relatively slow month because we had multiple snowstorms. So a lot of homes were just not being shown. It just people weren't able to get around. So I expect February to be a lot busier. Now, also just to keep things into perspective, because some of you will text me or email me, call me and be like, hey, let's talk about my place, this and that. And look, when I'm talking about these seasonal price charts, these are directional movements. So for example, when we look at seasonal price movements and it's showing that everything is going down, directionally, that is correct. But if you look at different areas, it's very different. So for example, this is the price chart for detached homes and Markham. So as you can see, the trend is down. It will pop up in the spring typically, and then it just keeps grinding down. So overall, as you can see, it's down. But let's take a look at a different area of Markham just to see how that compares to Markham as a whole. This is Cornell. This is a part of Markham in the East End. It's a value area. It's cheaper than the median price in Markham. And as you can see, prices are actually on their way up. Now there's some seasonality mix that's happening in here. But as you can see, things are very different when you go deep diving area versus directionally the GTA or your city. And if you're wondering how your particular area and asset class is doing, you can just hit me up on Calendly right here in my YouTube channel. Just click the link right here. And we can schedule a 15-minute call at your convenience to go over your particular neighborhood and at least get a second opinion from me in terms of what I think based on the latest data. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get back to the stats. All right, and for our final stats, let's take a look at liquidity/transactions. How many homes are actually selling on a monthly basis? So when we typically do 4,400 units or transactions for any given January for the GTA, we did about 3,000. So the number is extremely low. Now, this has nothing to do with the market and all to do with just the amount of snowstorms and everything that happened in January, which really put everything on hold. Nobody was leaving their house, so everything was kind of at a stalemate. New listings also on the lower end, again, because of the snow. I think this number is going to be higher, and it's going to continue being much higher going to the new months. But what we are seeing at the tail end of January, when everybody was dug out, a lot of properties were starting to sell and sell conditionally. And I think that's going to continue into February of 2026. Now, for reference, I did mention that people have been saying this January is really bad compared to January of 2025. I just want to be clear. In 2025, we had an extremely strong January, or at least very strong start to the year in terms of transactions. Lots of deals got done relative to how slow things have been. For the 4,400 we sold 3,800 homes, and this is where the divergence happened going into February after the US politics and the tariff threats, this is where things started kind of splitting apart and we're selling a lot less than we typically do. So prediction for February, this number is going to improve. New listings are going to jump substantially, but what we are seeing right now is deals are starting to happen. And I truly believe 2025 was the bottom for low deal flow, which is this. I think deals are going to start looking closer to the trend line because sellers at this point are starting to be more accepting of new prices and the reality that we're in right now. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.